The dog days of summers have passed us. Labor Day has come and gone. Well, if you're a channel member, you've seen this before Labor Day. Shout out to my channel members. Think about becoming a channel member to see these videos earlier. I always have tons of them in the pipeline for folks to check out, but it's time for the grab and go sling, changing it up a little bit for the fall and the winter. This is my grab and go sling bag that I'm going to be using for, I say, the next couple of months until I see fit changing it out. Now, one thing about this is I really wanted a system that could be versatile, something I could just easily adapt and to use to whatever I wanted to. That brings me to the actual sling slash waist pack or fanny pack itself, the Vertex SOCP multi-cam sling. Now, this is designed for those that want to stay real low key, but they also want to kind of stay ready for anything that might come their way. You can get a traditional Adidas, you can get a traditional sling bag from all sorts of folks. You can get the Data Crew and all that good stuff. But if you want something, you know, you're looking from a few top makers from a sling bag or fanny pack that's going to be CCW ready. You're going to have the likes of 511. You're going to have the likes of Everland Stock, or one of my faves, which is the Vertex SOCP because of its versatility. Now, this thing is, I'll probably do a full review of it once I have a little bit more time with it. I want to talk about the items that I keep inside of it and the things that I like about it so far. I think this is their third iteration of this. I'm not sure. Comment down below. Let me know how many times that they've come out with the SOCP by Vertex. But this thing could be mistaken as a standard waist pack, minus the fact that I have mine in multicam. I had it before in tan, and a lot of folks kind of get used to seeing this. State Fair of Texas is on deck. So I'm going to be wearing that type of stuff. Adjustable, all sorts of adjustable features. This thing could be attached to a regular pack. We're going to talk some things I like about it here as we go, but let's just talk about how it goes. First off, very front of it has a peekaboo section here to where, depending on which way you have your actual cell phone, you can see, you know, if you have any notification bars or whatever. I normally have mine turned with the camera facing outwards, and you'll see why here in a second. Same thing at the bottom, peekaboo features, so you can see, which is beneficial because that just lets you know if you forgot your cell phone, other than the fact you can just tap it and feel it. But the entire thing for the cell phone compartment itself flips down. And when it flips down, that allows for you to actually see the cell phone, and you can use it for navigation features. So if it's raining outside, you're walking from block to block. Oh, I'm going to turn here. I'm going to turn there. As you guys know, I don't wear a smartwatch. And so if I'm wearing earbuds or something like that, then I can take a glance down at the phone without pulling it out, see which way I need to walk next. That's a very nice feature. Or you can put a traditional map in here, which I don't really see many people doing. But the fact that you can just peek down, see if you have notifications, or use it for navigation is pretty nice. Next, you're going to see I am going to actually carry a handkerchief with me because I've seen it become very useful, but I don't want one of those super fancy ones. This one's by Dry Key. Now, I think I got like a pack of 5 or 6 of these for less than 20 bucks. Whereas the fancy handkerchiefs and stuff like that, those are like 1 for 25. So, and I don't mind using these to wipe, you know, snot off my kids' faces. We're entering the months where, you know, the COVID is coming back and flu is here and people are getting allergies and blowing your nose. It's good for that type of stuff. Or it's good for wiping down your cell phone. It's good for, you know, wiping sweat off your face. You can wet the entire thing, put it on the back of your neck, all sorts of reasons. But you can put whatever you want in here. A very subtle logo right behind there with the Vertex logo. They keep it nice and simple. So I like the fact that this kind of just seals up. You don't have to flip that down if you don't want to. Now, the actual pack itself has really 2 main compartments. So you have the main compartment here, which you can unzip and zip, access your items pretty quickly. And then you have the CCW compartment, which I've added the rapid access pull tab, which I think if you get this, I think it's important that you buy that additional feature, and I'll explain why here in a second. On the main compartment, I keep a hero clip. I have the small size. Hero clips come in handy for a number of reasons. The hero clip itself helps me identify absent-mindedly or blindly which compartment I'm opening. So when this is on my waist, I feel the hero clip. I know I'm opening the main compartment. That's one benefit. Second benefit is the hero clip itself allows for you to take the entire sling bag and hang it off of a surface or something like that. So I like to keep hero clips. You guys know I'm a big fan of them. You normally can get these things for less than 20 bucks, especially the smaller size usually runs around 17. Anything I'm talking about, I'll link it up down below just in case you want to check it out or whatever the case may be. Then behind that is the rapid access pull tab. So blindly, without looking, if I see a thread or if I need to get into this very quickly, I can pull the rapid access pull tab. Now normally I would keep the zippers to the far left. Then you can pull the rapid access pull tab with one hand and expose the CCW compartment. Let's just jump into the main kind of kit and caboodle of why you would spend the money and buy this specific sling or fanny pack is for the CCW compartment. And this is and when you buy this, it includes one of their tactigami holsters. You can buy other tactigami accessories, or if you have your own hook and loop, or if you have your own hook holster that can fit in here, you can just put that back here. This one, I've noticed that it accommodates a lot of different handguns, because at the end of the day, you can take this entire thing off and just kind of move it around how you see fit. So if you have a bigger one, if you're not carrying a subcompact, if you're carrying some monster weapon that has sights on it and lasers and flashlights, then maybe you want to adjust this however you see fit so that you can fit it in here more easily. I like to keep it very, very simple, but it's very adjustable, so that if you need it to be tighter around the weapon that you're carrying, you can do that type of stuff. But it sits back here. Now this is a Vertex bag, and one thing they have on some of their competitors is that they directly collaborate with Premier Body Armor. So if you want to, the very back here, you can actually add some armor. I don't really see the benefit of that because it's going to be kind of near your groin. Now if you wear this on your chest, maybe that's beneficial, but it's nice to have that option to be able to do that. So Saturday Night Special by Smith & Wesson, J-Frame 38 Special. I need to adjust mine down a little bit more to hold it tighter, but I'm a big fan of just that quick access with this very large rapid access pull tab. That is what makes me attracted to this bag a little bit more than some of their competitors. The other side is also loop panel. You can put whatever you want inside. It includes this kind of like, I call it a pencil pouch, but it's really whatever you want it to be. So you can put stuff in here. You can take this out and use it independently. Maybe this can be your grab and go solution. So I like this overall to just be able to have different knickknacks and change it out pretty easily. Diving what's inside of this specific holder here, I've transferred my Leatherman Free P4 into here. Of course, I've done the mod to this. You guys know I'm a big fan of the Leatherman Free P4. It just kind of sits in here because they do have some straps that are in here where you can use those straps to hook different items inside. Leatherman Free P4 here. Underneath that are my Victorinox nail clippers. Of course, that also Swiss Army knife. It also has a knife on it. I understand all that. It has scissors. But the biggest thing is it does have the nail clippers. And my nails grow crazy fast, so I like to keep that with me. And then right above that, a little bit of Burt's Bees. Doesn't matter if it's Burt's Bees or Chapstick or some other knockoff brand or whatever. Got to keep the lips moisturized. Then there's a very small pocket in here. And then, so you can put, so right next to that is a small zipper pocket. And in the zipper pocket, I do keep some bits because my Leatherman Free P4 has been modded so that I can use regular 1/4 size bits in here. And I can also use 4mm bits inside my Leatherman Free P4. It's a fantastic mod. I like the fact that I'm able to take this bad boy and use it with regular bits versus not having a bit driver at all in the Leatherman Free P4. Leatherman, why did you discontinue the Free P4? I'll link up, if I can find it, I'll link one up. I know the Free P2 is still available, but it's a great grab and go type of item. So this entire thing you can keep here. It's nice to be able to keep in the sling bag, or if I have any other type of bags that have loop panel, which I do, this whole thing can go with me, and that's pretty nice. So the entire rear CCW compartment has a back-on-back zipper, YKK zippers, and that back-on-back YKK zippers has a locking mechanism. So if you have a TSA lock or any other small lock, you can put it through there. It gives you a peace of mind. Say, for instance, you're going to a kid's birthday party, you're going here, you're going there, throw a little TSA lock on there. If this thing's hanging off of a table or something like that, No one can open up the CCW compartment. And then I'll show you how you can also throw a U-bolt on here technically if you really wanted to, and give this a little bit of extra protection. The very, very back of the bag has another slip pocket that you can throw something in if you want to keep it near you. I don't usually use it that way unless I'm carrying my phone. I might take my phone out the front pocket and sometimes keep it back here, but for whatever you may want to. And then it has a complete pass-through system back here, which allows for you to, if you want to keep an extra mag back there, or if you want to pass this through and connect this to a backpack, you have different options for that as well. So pretty nice functionality. Attachment points back here. On the side, there's a little couple of, on both sides, hidden little pockets. Keep an air tag in there, keep a little bit of change in there, whatever you want to. So that's nice to have as well. One complaint I have about the sling, which I don't know if it's going to be a full complaint for the review, but right now I wish these were detachable. Maybe they are, and I just haven't figured it out yet because I'm not an evil genius, but I haven't, fully figured this out. I think I can take this off, right, and run it through here and take the strap all the way off, but I wish it was just detachable a little bit faster. I think I understand why they made it this way, is so that you're carrying a weapon. So you really want some very high quality seams and stitching on these type of sling bags. You don't want anything that's going to be just coming off all willy-nilly, or some type of carabiner solution that just is not going to be that durable. But if it was detachable a little bit faster, that would be nice. But that's a super first world problem. Now this kind of shows you the cord keep system back here. So back here in the cord keep, the cord keep, it's really just all about you folding it up and kind of tucking this in. It can look a little bit crazy, but it's not that annoying once it's on your body. Very durable, high quality. It's a plastic clip, but it's actually well made. Once you have that cleaned up, it looks pretty good. Same thing on the other side, hideaway pocket. You can detach it. Just takes a little bit longer to detach that. So in the main compartment itself, so you have the main compartment. The main compartment doesn't have that locking feature for the TSA locks, which I don't really care, because there's the main thing that you may want to be able to do is to have the CCW compartment. As I mentioned before, if you have like a U-bolt for a bicycle, technically you could run a U-bolt through the very back of this, run a U-bolt, attach this entire sling to like a table or to a piece of cement or something like that. So if you're somewhere long term and you want to just keep the sling from not moving, lock the CCW compartment, run a U-lock through this, and I mean, in theory you can lock the sling down, but that's probably not something you're going to carry around. Jump into the main compartment, which is going to be using for the actual fall season. This is where the moneymaker is. You get 2 slip pockets, but the slip pockets themselves do have a little bit of Velcro on it, so you can close them if you have items that are very small. I keep mine pretty packed out because I know how I like to rock it. I know how I like to just make things happen. So this is how I like to go. So we'll start off on this side. I do have my iPod Touch. My iPod Touch I like to use in all sorts of scenarios. If I'm walking around a grocery store, if I'm going to be at an area for a long time, if I want to detach and not bring a cell phone with me, iPod Touch, and it has Bluetooth, so I can use wireless earbuds, but it's loaded up with a bunch of music already owned. And you can also just use it traditionally, get into your store, connect it to Wi-Fi. I think this is the 7th generation, the last one that they made before they discontinued it. And in front of that are the actual in-ear monitors I would use with the iPod. These are by Meze. These sound really great, and I like the fact that they're pretty affordable for some ear-in monitors, especially from a brand by Meze. I've done a full review on these. I'll link that up if you want to check it out. They have a USB adapter, so I can use these with my cell phone. But, it's kind of crazy because the tradition of wired headphones is coming back into style. A lot of folks are using them. I don't know why it's coming back into style, but it is. Slip pocket right next to it. So normally on my weak side, there is a flashlight in my pocket. I've done a full body, one body carry that I've shown in a recent video. But in my pouch, I like to keep a flashlight that has different functionality than the flashlight that's on my hip. So we're rocking the Nikkor MT1C Pro. I think this does a max output of 1100 lumens. I'll put it on the screen if I missed the lumen mark on that. Very, very powerful little flashlight. Only complaint I have about it is you have to take the entire battery out to charge it. It does charge with micro USB or excuse me, with USB type C, but you have to take this out. So you could just carry some additional 18350 batteries with you. I've noticed that Nicor's 18350 batteries last a very long time, but a benefit of having this type of removable batteries that this makes this more waterproof. So you can use this, in theory, you can dip this in water or whatever, and it's going to be fine. It has attachment points if you want to run a lanyard through it, which I normally don't do. This thing just feels very hefty, feels great, and it normally runs less than $50. But check it out. And I have a discount code to get you a little bit more, 10% off of that. Check that out as well. I like the smoke sticks. Started the video holding a stick when I started. So I do have a cigar cutter in here. This is by Benchmade. This is the Benchmade 1500. So kind of an assisted guillotine style cutter. I like to keep this in here, a little bit of stabilized wood. This is just a nice talking piece. If I'm going to be going to a cigar bar, cigar lounge, or whatever, I have my own cutter with me at all times. It comes with a nice leather sheath, and Benchmade doesn't make these. Benchmade, make more cigar cutters. These are very, very nice. I think that these knife companies, that's where you need to go next. Make some cigar cutters. We would appreciate that very nicely. And then we have a brass Zippo in here as well with a butane insert for cigars specifically. It's not using Zippo fuel because I am kind of a cigar snob. I love the sound of a Zippo. I like to fidget with it, and I like to have a fire source with me at all times. So that lives next to that. Now, I've been doing a lot of date nights lately. And whether we're going to an eatery, we're going to quick grab and go, whatever, I've just been kind of noticing that servers are being a little bit more and more sloppy when it comes to straws and pens. They just kind of stuff them in that apron. So I do like to bring my own pen, even if I don't have a notebook, which this time I'm not running a field note, but I have a Bastion G10 pen. It is so lightweight, the lightest pen that I've ever owned that writes really, really well. Bastion's knocking out the park, making a G10 pen that's thinking outside the box. So that kind of lives right next to the cigar section, if you will. And then on the other side, there is a full zipper portion. And inside of there are just a couple of items I don't need necessarily as often, but they do come in handy. And I like the fact that it's zippered. You know, you can throw them in here if you wanted to, but the first one here is a Sarge. Sarge just came out with, it was called the Disc Plus NVMe SSD inside. You have to provide your own SSD. So I'm running a 512 gigabyte SSD, but this little cord right here, you can pull this out, attach this to your cell phone. So now if you're taking videos and stuff with your cell phone doesn't have a lot of memory, then you can record directly to this instead of recording internally to your cell phone. I like to take videos of the kiddos if I don't have a real camera with me. That's very convenient. And it has USB-C in and USB-C out. So you can even run this on the back of your phone and run power to your phone. It has a MagSafe ring on the back so that you can use this on the back of an iPhone. For my phone, I have to run a case on it because I don't have MagSafe on my Google Pixel 7. So, but the combination of these two will allow for me to use the MagSafe functionality when I have these combined together. So that works well. I like this thing so far. It's been working out pretty well for me. Then kind of like next to that as well, we do have Gen 3 of the Nicor MB10000. This is their battery bank, carbon fiber battery bank. Lots of great upgrades on this. I've talked about this in plenty of videos. One of the, they claim it to be the smallest 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank on the market, and it might be true because I've owned tons of them. This one here can output at 18.5 watts. I think it can max up to 22 watts when only one item's plugged in. 2 USB-C ports here so you can have that thing nice and ready. Has some indicator lights to let you know how charged it is. Very well made. Right next to that is the actual 6-in-1 cable that I keep with it. This 6-in-1 cable will allow for me to charge USB-A to Lightning for, I do have an iPhone for work, and then I can go USB-C to USB-C for my regular cell phone, for any other devices to USB-C, or I can go USB-A to USB-C, or I can go basically USB-C to Lightning. So different ways to use this little small charger, and I think this can do up to 100 watts. So it's very small, but if I have a battery bank or a power source that's powerful enough, I can use this to charge bigger devices such as an iPad or a laptop. So very, very powerful. A full-size tracker card. This is by Hive or whatever. This works with the Find My network on Apple. And I like the fact that this actually charges with its own proprietary charger. It's proprietary, that kind of sucks, but at least you can charge it. My old tracking solution, I had to set it in the sun. It was just ridiculous. Throw it on the charger. I keep it plugged up at all times. I like this thing. That way I can know where this entire pouch is. And this is kind of unassuming. People know what air tags look like. And I know I showed you the outside portions where you can keep an air tag. People know what an air tag look like. This almost looks unassuming. You can keep this in a wallet if you want to. And people, for the most part, don't necessarily know what that is when they see it for the very first time. So for the most part, I keep the rest of this empty. The very bottom, you can throw more stuff in there if I want to. So if I'm going to be going somewhere with one of my kiddos that aren't potty trained yet, I can throw a diaper in there, wipes. It does have a key holder in here. The key holder Vertex is almost laughable. It doesn't. I wish the key holder came out of the bag. It doesn't. It does. This gives you peace of mind knowing that if you open it, your keys won't go flopping out. That's really the main use case for this key holder, because there's not really any other ways that you're going to be using this other than just kind of like that quick grab and go features. Comment down below, what would you add to this? What would you take away from it? Now I'm showing you this thing fully maxed out. Throughout this carry season, I may take things out. I may not rock it exactly like this, but I just wanted to show you if I were to use it at its full potential, this is what my carry would look like. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.